Today, I'll show you 5 science-backed truths about losing visceral fat faster so you can shrink your waist and that hard belly without living on a harsh diet. Even if you've cut calories before and the belly still wouldn't budge, there are better markers than the scale that tell you you're finally on the right track. And the last truth will change how you see your weekly training dose, because volume scales better than hard dieting. You know that annoying situation. Your face looks leaner, your weight is down, and your belly still feels hard. So you do what most guys do, you tighten the diet even more. Less rice, less bread, more rules, more suffering. And it works until it doesn't, because hard dieting has a ceiling. Weekly training volume has a dial you can keep turning. This isn't just a motivational idea. A big 2024 dose-response review in JAMA Network Open looked at tons of randomized trials and found that as weekly aerobic exercise minutes go up, waist size and visceral fat measures trend down in a very predictable way. So today's whole message is simple. If you want visceral fat to drop faster, stop trying to win by suffering harder in your diet, and start winning by building a weekly dose you can actually repeat. Quick favor: if this style of practical, science-backed fat loss helps you, hit like and subscribe. It helps the channel reach more people who are stuck on the same problem. Truth number 1. Hard dieting is like slamming the brakes in a car. Yes, you slow down fast, but you also lose control. When you cut calories aggressively, a few predictable things show up. Your workouts feel worse. You're hungrier at night. Sleep gets lighter. Patience gets shorter. Then the weekend hits, and 2 unplanned meals erase 5 days of perfect. I'm not anti-diet. A modest calorie deficit can absolutely help. The problem is using eat less and less as your only lever. At some point, the next cut costs more than it pays. Here's a simple way to feel this in real life. Imagine your diet is a phone battery. If you run it at 1% all day, you're constantly stressed about it dying. If you keep it at 30% to 60%, you can actually live your day. Hard dieting keeps you at 1%. You might survive, but you're one bad meeting away from crashing. So the upgrade is, stop trying to win by pain tolerance. Start trying to win by a plan you can repeat. Truth number 2. Exercise shows a real dose response for visceral fat. In plain terms, more weekly exercise volume tends to produce more visceral fat reduction, and that relationship shows up clearly in meta-analyses of randomized trials. One 2023 systematic review and meta-analysis in the British Journal of Sports Medicine looked at randomized controlled trials and reported that exercise reduced visceral fat, and the effect showed a dose-response pattern as exercise dose increased. That matters because it means you can treat training like a progression, not a punishment. Think of visceral fat like smoke in a room. Hard dieting is like opening one tiny window and hoping the smoke leaves faster by wanting it more. Training volume is like turning on the ventilation system and keeping it running. It's not dramatic, it's consistent, and it works. Truth number 3. Weekly dose is the real KPI, not your daily scale mood. Most people track the wrong thing. They track motivation. Or they track the scale every morning and panic over normal fluctuations. Instead, track dose and waste. Your scale is noisy. Water, stress, salty meals, and hard training can swing your weight short-term. But waist measurement is a more stable scoreboard for belly change, especially when the goal is that hard, deep fat around the organs. So here's your simple scoreboard for the next 12 weeks. Measure your waist once per week, same spot, same time, relaxed. Pick one performance marker, more total cardio minutes this week, or the same minutes with less struggle. That's it. Simple beats perfect. And now, before I explain intensity, let me give you a quick open loop in a minute. I'll show you the easiest way to increase your weekly dose without adding gym time, because this is the part that makes busy guys finally break through. Truth number 4. Use the talk test so your cardio actually counts. You don't need a fancy watch. You need one rule you can repeat on a bad day. Use the talk test. If you can speak in full sentences but you're breathing hard, that's a solid moderate effort. If you can only speak in short, choppy phrases, that's vigorous. This matters because a lot of guys do cardio, but it's basically a warm-up. They can chat the whole time, no problem. That's recovery. It's not useless, but don't expect it to move visceral fat fast. And the opposite mistake is going all out every single session. That feels hardcore, but it breaks recovery. Then consistency dies. Then results die. Here's the practical target for most busy guys. 1 to 2 moderate sessions where you can talk in sentences. but you're breathing hard. 0 to 1 harder session where sentences get choppy. If you're thinking, I don't even know what I've been doing, that's normal. Most people never set an intensity target. They just show up and hope, but hope isn't a plan. A repeatable rule is, truth number 5. Your hidden volume disappears when you become a statue, and this is the easiest fix. Here's the mistake that steals results. You train. Then you sit the rest of the day. You move less. You take fewer steps. You unconsciously save energy. A 2023 review on compensatory responses to exercise training found that many studies observe this exact thing. People start structured exercise and then reduce their non-exercise movement, which can blunt fat loss. In normal language, you can do the workout and still lose the week. So here's the easiest way to increase weekly dose without more gym time. Steps. Steps are the cheapest volume you can buy. They don't crush your recovery. They don't spike your appetite the same way hard sessions can. And they add up fast. Picture two guys. Guy A does a 45-minute workout, then sits all day and ends at 3,000 steps. Guy B does a 35-minute workout, then adds 2 10-minute walks and ends at 7,000 steps. On paper, Guy A trained harder. In real life, Guy B often has a higher weekly dose and a better waist outcome over time because the week is where the body changes. So set a steps floor. If you're under 5,000 steps a day, don't overcomplicate it. Build towards 6,000 to 8,000. 2. 10-minute walks late morning and mid-afternoon gets you there faster than you think. Now the rule that makes this whole thing work without burning out. Increase only one variable per week. Time, or intensity, or frequency, not all three. This is the difference between I tried everything and I built something. Here's a simple 12-week structure you can follow. Weeks 1 and 2. Build the base. 2 sessions per week. 35 to 45 minutes each. Moderate pace using the talk test. Full sentences, breathing hard, and keep your daily steps floor. Weeks 3 through 6. Build the dose. Pick one option and stick to it. Option A. Add 10 total minutes per week to your cardio minutes. Option B. Add a third easy session of 30 to 40 minutes. The goal is boring progress. Boring progress is what changes your body, because your body responds to what you repeat. Weeks 7 through 12. Add smart intensity. Keep 1 to 2 moderate sessions as your base. Add 1 interval session per week. Here's a simple interval format. 6 to 8 rounds. 30 to 60 seconds hard. 60 to 90 seconds easy. Total time, 15 to 25 minutes. And here's an important science-backed point. HIIT is a tool, not a religion. Research comparing HIIT and moderate continuous training shows both can improve visceral fat-related outcomes over time. And reviews suggest HIIT is not automatically superior for reducing visceral fat in adults with excess weight. So don't chase the trendy method. Choose the method you will repeat. 2 guardrails that make this bulletproof. Guardrail 1. Never miss twice. If you miss Monday, you show up Wednesday. No guilt, just action. Guardrail 2. Stack weeks like bricks. One brick feels small. A wall is strong. Your waist doesn't change from one perfect day. It changes from 12 repeatable weeks. So if you've been stuck with a hard belly, stop asking, how can I suffer more? Start asking, what weekly dose can I repeat and slowly build? Subscribe for more simple, science-backed fat loss you can apply immediately. And comment one number. How many total cardio minutes did you do last week?